at 2 o'clock p.m. So that's sort of the general news that's been happening in the parks this week. But I want to talk about something else that came sort of over the wire. You can see how old I am because I'm talking about things like over the wire. This week, which was not released by Disney, but is very much Disney Parks related, I think is very interesting as we start looking towards the future, both in places like Test Track, New Fantasyland, and beyond. Because not from Disney, but in documents filed by Disney with the FCC this week, Disney is seeking approval for a wristband for admission privileges to the Disney parks in California and in Anaheim. It's known as the Magic Band, and you can see in the video, here is a prototype sample of what this bracelet is going to be. It's going to have RFID tags inside, both high frequency and ultra high frequency. It's sort of the 2.4 gigahertz spectrum. It's designed to be disposable as well as waterproof, so if you're on Splash Mountain or if you're at the water parks. But I believe that Disney, like this one, is probably going to produce more permanent ones. So if you are an annual pass holder, DVC member, and what this is going to do is this is going to act as not only your FastPass Plus, as we've been seeing being tested in the parks recently, it's also going to be your admission ticket. I would also believe it's probably going to be things like your room key, right? I believe it's going to be something that is going to have additional uses and opportunities with it as well. So I would assume, and we don't know when this is going to be rolled out, assuming it's approved. We don't know when it's going to be rolled out, but we see that the infrastructure is in place, right? We see throughout the Magic Kingdom and even at the Epcot's turnstiles back in November, they were testing these RFID towers where you would walk by with a key card, because now your room keys or your FastPass Plus keys have RFID tags in them. You would swipe them, and that would give you admission to the FastPass return line. Well, now with the Magic Band bracelet, if that's going to end up being the final name for it, I can see this having not only your admission ticket, your room key, and your FastPass, but things like your photo passes you can store on there as well. If you have charging privileges, just like you do now, you could. How cool would it be if you are walking through New Fantasyland, you walk up to the ice cream cart, you want to get a Mickey bar because everything tastes better when it's shaped like Mickey Mouse, and instead of having to fumble around for cash or credit card or your room key, all you need to do is swipe your Magic Band right by the checkout. I also think that it is going to, we're at the very tip of the next gen, whatever that is going to be, iceberg, and this Magic Band has opportunities for things like more interactive, more personalized experiences. So if Michael walks up with his band and he goes up to a screen or something like Turtle Talk with Crush or even a character, and that character or that screen says, "Hey, Michael, welcome back. Your child and or your brains will fall out of your head because of how cool it is that that character knew who you were." Think about it this way as well, too. There's no lost children. There's only lost parents in the park. But if you and your child get separated for an extended amount of time, you'll actually be able to they'll be able to sort of track where your child is with that bracelet. Again, not in a scary Big Brother kind of way, but I think they're really looking to enhance the guest experience. And there's a huge amount of opportunity here by making your experience better, by having ease of use, by having the convenience of what that represents. I would have to imagine too, if you are an annual pass holder and you have this band, you can get a permanent band. How cool would it be if you could order one with your favorite character on it, your favorite park icon on it? When it's time to renew your pass, all you need to do is go online or use a mobile app to be able to renew your pass, which is right there on your arm. No, you don't have to worry anymore about having your keys with you. I think too, what about things like, if you wanted to, again, this is all sort of voluntary. What if you were able to put in there allergies, medical conditions? So say if the unfortunate happens and you are unable to communicate with a medical professional, they're able to scan that band and see, oh, you have an allergy to penicillin, you have a pacemaker, you have whatever it might be. I think there's a lot of great opportunity here that we may or may not see coming down the road. I think people in the chat room are saying it is very cool. Again, too, we don't know officially from Disney what their plans are once this Magic Band is approved. I think at the very least, your key card, your room key, your photo pass, your fast pass will all be on there. I think, again, the level of interactivity and personalization that band may be able to give you, because that framework is there. So as you're walking through a queue of Big Thunder Mountain, or you're walking through a queue of Pirates, or Turtle Talk with Crush, or Talking Mickey, whatever it might be, I think this is the very beginnings of, yes, some very, very cool things on it. There isn't something where you'll be able to open it up. You sort of can't tamper with it. Somebody I saw asking, there is no on-off switch. It's sort of on all the time. There's sort of two non-replaceable batteries in there as well, too. But I like the idea, as an annual pass holder and as a local, of having that band. And then it's almost sort of, when you see other people with that band, too, hey, they're annual pass holders, too. It's very, very convenient. It could very well be fashionable. You never know. I certainly want to know what people want to know. That's the question for this week. For those of you in the chat room, we'll definitely stay on after the newscast, talk about this some more. But those of you who are watching or listening, the question of the week is this. What do you think of this? What do you think of this Magic Band? Whether it is in the potential possibilities for replacing your room key or your key card or FastPass, or the level of personalization. How much would you take advantage of that? How much would you like to see? And how much would you feel comfortable giving in terms of information? Again, this is something that excites me. Again, knowing very, very little other than an FCC filing and that. So this is all very, very speculative on my and all of our parts. But I certainly want to hear from you. Come to the show notes for this week's show over at wdwradio.com. I'll post the video in the blog section. So if you click on the blog, click on the October 10th live newscast. You can leave the comments there, or we can talk about it more on Facebook. On facebook.com/Lou Mongello, twitter.com/Lou Mongello. Actually, you can find lots of different ways to connect with me and the show by visiting wdwradio.com/subscribe. You can subscribe to the show, the YouTube channel, our Pinterest page, iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Usenet news groups, whatever it may be. And you can call into the voicemail. You want to be heard on the air, call 407-900-9391. That is going to do it for this week's news, but I do have a programming reminder for you, because I did hint that there was food to be talked about, and there will be lots of food to be talked about, because this Friday is once again the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin Annual Food and Wine Classic, and it's going to be Friday and Saturday, October 12th and 13th. It's going to run from about 5:30 until 9. You can actually go to seminars that begin earlier than that. You can stroll the causeway, sample food, wine, beer from restaurants like Il Molino. Todd English is going to be there from Blue Zoo. Hopefully, you guys will be there as well, too. I'm going to be there on Friday night, but if you can't make it live, that's okay, because I will be broadcasting live from the event beginning about 6 o'clock. So you'll be able to sort of walk along with us as we experience the Food and Wine Festival. As you can see, I've been in training. I've been carb loading for the festival for basically since last year. For more information, you can visit wdwradio.com, click on the events tab, or just come by Friday over at wdwradiolive.com. You can watch and chat there. So that is going to do it for this week. Again, make sure you come by, check out the site, the blogs, the contests, the photo galleries. Submit your own photos for Self Shot Tuesday. You're in the parks, you got your iPhone or Android, take a self shot with your phone or your camera, send it in, be featured on the blog for Self Shot Tuesdays. And also, I love seeing you guys in person, whether it's at Meets of the Month, the Swan and Dolphin. We have lots planned for 2013 and beyond. We got the cruise coming up in just a couple of weeks, and you are all part of the show and the extended family and everything that we've created together. And we're going to do so much more in 2013, both in Walt Disney World, on the road, and at sea. We're going to be on the road to places like the D23 Expo, Las Vegas, New York, and lots of other places as well. Visit www.radio.com/2013 to get an idea and start planning your 2013. Join us in Aulani. Join us on the Fantasy. Lots more good stuff coming. Join us at the movies. A lot of good stuff coming up in 2013. That is going to do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for taking the time and tuning in this and every week. Be sure and join us every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern over at WDW Radio Live. Subscribe to the show. Come by, rate and review the show over on iTunes. Very, very helpful. Very much appreciated. So until next week, I want to thank you all for taking the time and tuning in this and every week. I am Lou Mongello from WDWRadio.com. Have a great week, everybody. See ya.